This time on Blue Collar Garage Culture Shop, we're going back in time to show you my top 5 favorite tours.
427 soft motor.
Blue Collar Garage is proudly Canadian.
This model
EFI and velocity stock.
Yeah, it's just a cruiser.
Outside's awesome. Kind of makes it.
Yeah. Which is okay. It makes it more manageable.
We're nearing the end of 2024 and the snow has started to stick. So I wanted to do something a little bit different and show you, since this series has started, my top 5 favorite shop tours that I've done. And for all of our new subscribers and new watchers, this will be a good opportunity to see what the series is all about. Stick around to the very end to see what my favorite shop tour that I've done so far has been. Coming in at number 5 is our very first shop tour that we ever did. This was out at Old Iron Kustoms. Steve Otten showed us his space and some of his cool cars and some of the projects he's been working on. And you get a quick little sneak peek of the upholstery industry, which was pretty cool. So check this out.
Little kitten.
Yeah, you want? Were we taking some home?
Yeah.
Well, we can.
Yeah, my wife said you guys aren't allowed to leave unless you take a few kittens.
Oh. You want to start with this cool
Gas pump?
Yeah.
Yeah, so my dad and I picked this up out of Balzac. One Saturday we stopped in and
Yeah.
asked the farmer. Yeah, it's kind of cool. I think it's dated 1953.
Okay.
So yeah, it's I'm pretty happy with it. I thought of maybe restoring it, but I kind of like the patina.
Yeah.
It's got a little bit of character.
So you're Old Iron Customs.
Oh, yes. So I'm Steve Ottens, the owner of Old Iron Customs. So we do customs, hot rods, classics, and anything in between.
Right. Yeah.
So that mild to wild. I kind of stick with the 50s, 60s style era. That's what I like the best, but I'll do anything, right? Up to the challenge. So.
And then you've got a couple of your rides here.
Yeah, a couple of my own here. So we've already done a thing on the
Gas,
gasser, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And
The Cruise Culture sticker on there now.
oh
Look
yeah,
at that.
sticker on there. You betcha. It didn't show up as much as I thought it would, but it's a subtle. And so then my 26 Model T coupe. I got a louver press over here. Kind of cool. Picked it up from the old fella Ron Howry that taught me upholstery.
Yeah.
It's a 3-inch old school traditional hot rod custom louver. Like it's got a nice rounded shape to it.
Right.
So it, yeah, it's cool. I don't do a lot of hoods or trunk lids, but you know, a few a year.
Yeah.
But it's a nice tool to have, right?
That's cool.
So
Yeah.
totally cool. It's impressive. Like
Yeah.
it's neat. I'll just show you what the louvers look like.
Yeah, for sure. Oh yeah, he's got a bunch of.
These are just layouts. A little dusty, but I don't know if you can kind of
Oh yeah.
see there. So there's a lot of louver presses now where I call them more mechanical looking, right? They just have a radius edge. They go straight across and then radius down. This is like the old style.
Yeah, more traditional.
Yeah. So pretty happy with it.
Yeah, let's go take a look at your sewing machine here and your little setup.
Yeah. I don't have anything to be sewing, but just cleaned up. My main tool, my sewing machine. Yeah, got lucky when I went on my own. Found a lady out in Edmonton. She had it for sale, and I couldn't get down there for 2 weeks, and it was still for sale. I lucked
nice.
out, right? I picked it up for a good price.
Yeah.
A machine like that would easily cost me $5,000. Right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I picked it up for a good price, and it was the price she was asking, so I didn't even dick her because it was good.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's been great. I think it's a machine from the 50s.
Right.
Right? Like, it's been around, but they last forever, right?
That's cool. Yeah.
It's, not made in China.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah.
You got is that like a throttle linkage and stuff you've rigged up there?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, so this is my go pedal, and this is to raise up the foot on the machine,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's cool.
So, yeah, that's my main tool other than scissors, right?
Yeah.
So
Which, I mean, you don't see scissors like these very often either. These shears here.
Oh, this here, I don't even know where it's made, where it came from. A friend of mine was at an auction, again, friends, right?
Yeah.
And this was in a box that he bid on.
Oh, yeah.
And so he was like, well, Steve probably likes these. So, yeah, they've been saving for my hand. A lot of upholsterers, they lose all their nerves in here.
Totally, yeah.
And because of how that's shaped, like...
And I mean, like, these are, like, you take, looks like you take the blades off and replace them or sharpen them or whatever. That's,
Yeah, I've been trying, I've done a search on the internet to see if I can find, like, where it came from. I can't find a thing, right?
Yeah.
But that...
maybe
I locked out with that.
YouTube land will know.
So, yeah. So, yeah.
That's cool.
So when I moved here 2 years ago. I wanted a mezzanine so I could have just kind of a hangout place for the guys when we come over. We do garage nights through the winter quite often, and I thought, you know what? So many guys, their garages are just packed and you can't do anything. So I thought, oh, this is a perfect place for guys to come over. We can hang out, and got a bit of a bar, which, you know, every shop needs.
Yeah, that's right.
So yeah, and I thought it's a perfect place to put some of the pictures and whatnot that we have.
Yeah, so you're telling me about some of these last time. We should go over those again.
Yeah, what was I talking about? Like this one here.
Yeah.
My landlord actually, when I rented a shop in Strathmore, he had this picture up on his wall, and when he closed his shop down, he asked if I wanted it, and it was like, yeah, totally. Like, I don't know where the picture's from.
Yeah.
I noticed there's a mountain in the background, so obviously it's somewhere where there's mountains.
Yeah.
But it's just got so much cool history.
It does.
You know, looking at the cars, I'm thinking just into the 70s.
Yeah.
Right? So, yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's cool, all the signs and stuff, yeah.
And other ones just from garage sales and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I think you were talking about this World of Wheels.
oh yeah.
Last time.
So the fellow that taught me upholstery, Ron Howry, this is his truck. So it's a 46 Chevy truck. We did a lot of work together on it. It was chopped, channeled, and sectioned. So to put it in a radical custom, like that's as far as you can go pretty much. So it was a full one of truck. So yeah, it was pretty cool. Went to World of Wheels that year and did really well with it. And yeah, so it's pretty cool being involved in that build. So it was, you know, all his idea. The truck, I just helped him out. I was working with him. So he's like, hey, if we're not busy, get on the truck, get her done. So yeah, it was cool. It was a neat experience building something like that.
Yeah.
So.
Is there a story behind that guitar at all, or?
Yeah, it's my nephew Travis. That was his first guitar. He's kind of a self-taught guitarist.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so you know that was, I think, just your cheap Walmart brand, we'll call it, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, when he got his newer guitar, that kind of just sat around. So I took it and I thought that's perfect garage art, right?
Yeah.
So hung it up, a little bit of memory behind it. So yeah. That's kind of cool. The Beach Boys little deuce coupe, like can't go wrong with that.
Yeah.
That's a cool custom hot rod.
Yeah.
Like totally awesome.
Very cool. And then the bar.
Yeah, the bar. Yeah. Nice to have.
Yeah. Let's see this one.
Don't tap into it too much.
Yeah. Oh,
but some of the bottles are cool, right?
Yeah, they are.
That's my big thing. I like bottles, and if they're a really neat bottle, I'll use it as an overflow for my my rad, right? Yeah. So some of them have some nice lettering on them, and
the old chopper style.
Yeah.
Nice go back there. Yeah.
Found that at the dump in Strathmore. So it's I think it's a Jesse James.
Oh yeah.
So when my son was younger, it's like, oh, I picked it up and had to do a few things. It was missing a few parts, so that's kind of cool, right? I enjoyed doing that.
And then these couch set.
Yeah, this got from a friend of mine. He was doing some bobcat work here, and we were talking, and he's like, you know, I got a perfect couch and chair for you, Steve. He says, it's not my style. So I said, well, what do you got? And I think they call these like mid-century furniture, because it's kind of that 50s.
Yeah. They're comfy.
You can have it.
Still remember sitting on the couch while we were having our interview last time.
So they're pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
So that was his donation. Mike Shepard is his name. So, yeah.
That's cool.
And coffee table as well. Another older friend.
Oh, so you didn't go to the side of the road and steal?
Yeah.
this?
Yeah. We don't know where it came from, all right?
Yeah.
But Bob Riley, he was here one day and he says, I got something perfect for up in your mezzanine there. So stop by one day with it. I'm like, that's awesome, right?
That's cool.
So yeah, pretty cool. 28 Model A Ford. Did the interior on this car. Also did the roof for it. A lot of work. Did it actually over at Ron's place. There's a Lando foam that went down first, and then we block sanded it to get rid of all the humps and bumps. We're both covered in foam. And then this is actually an awning material.
Oh, okay.
So we didn't want to put a vinyl on it because it kind of looked cheesy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And we wanted one full piece. A lot of them you'll see a seam. They'll follow this body seam here. But we didn't want any seam on it. So we found this awning material, waterproof, laid it on. It was tough because there's no stretch to it, right? So with the compound curves, it was...
So it's an awning material, so it is like water?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I touched it and I was like, oh, do you drive that in the rain?
Yeah.
So no, that's cool.
Well, and there's like 3 coats of glue on both surfaces, so it ain't getting through. So
No, that looks
it
good.
gives it a nice, I think, a classier look than a shiny vinyl.
Something totally different too, because you can see it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's something like a convertible top, like the newer convertible tops almost. It's almost like that kind of a material. So, so and then on the inside, we did like just a nice old school tuck and roll interior.
Yeah.
No back seat. So it was just a gas tank back there. So we just kind of blended it so it kind of the tuck and roll all followed into the back. Oh yeah, you got to look at the headliner.
Oh, cool.
It's pretty sweet.
Yeah, that's nice.
Not something you normally see.
I like the mirror too. That's cool.
Yeah. So it's it was a fun car to do.
Yeah, and then the carpet too. You did that one.
Yeah. So the full deal. It was a little interesting figuring out how I wanted to finish the vinyl coming up to the headliner, right? So but it all worked out really well.
Yeah, and then if you want to come tell us, what year the car is and what you got for a motor and stuff.
Well, it's actually 29. There's no difference between 28 and 29. Originally, the first body I was playing with was a 28, but this one's 29. So, and it's just fabbed up a chassis and put 4-bar suspension on, which isn't really traditional, but boy, it rides nice.
Oh yeah.
And then it's got turbo 400.
Okay.
Automatic, and it's just a 30 over small block Chev 350. 671 blower.
671.
Forged crank, forged rods, forged pistons, and I don't know what else to tell you.
Gotta tell them about the chop, Ron.
Oh yeah. Well, my uncle gave me this body when I was about 14 years old, and it sat on his farm upside down.
Okay.
So the roof was just rotten, but the bottom was really nice.
Oh yeah.
So it was chopped 2.5 inches. So when we chopped it, I found another one sitting in the slough with a good top. Cut it off and put that top on this one.
Oh, nice.
And then I've always liked sedan deliveries, so I filled the rear side windows in. And it's not a real sedan delivery, but
looks good though. That's cool. That's funny. That's cool.
So, and then what he did when he had the 2 bad vehicles, just for kicks and giggles, he put the roof on the other one, so it was extra tall.
2.5 inches taller.
That was pretty funny.
That's funny. That is
Instead of a tall T, it was a tall A.
Yeah.
So, '70 Chevy C10 here. Built this, I think it's 4 years ago now.
Okay.
We, a friend of mine, Jason, He wanted an interior done in a truck he had, and he had a whole bunch of these trucks sitting in parts, and I've always kind of liked them. So he's like, well, why don't we make a trade? We build a truck for you, and you do upholstery work for me. So one winter, the two of us threw it together, and yeah, just, I think there's 4 trucks in it. Like we took a chassis from one, my friend down the highway there south at Strathmore, we got the cab and front fenders off of him because they'd already had the cab corners done.
Yeah.
So, but a box was from something else, and yeah, it was just Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Right?
What did
Throw
you,
it
what
together.
are you running for a motor in it?
So, what's that?
What are you running for a motor?
I got a Vortec block in it. So,
Okay.
yeah. So did that, put the 700R transmission in, so it's got overdrive. So it's nice. It's nice to drive down the road. The coil spring rear suspension in these, like, they drive like cars.
Yeah.
You can't load anything in it, right?
Yeah,
It just sags, but it's perfect for the shop as a shop truck. So unfortunately, I don't have an interior in it, so I threw a big chunk of leather over the seat. I put a newer seat in it, so it sits a little more comfortable. But yeah, that's
Just
as
like
far as
mechanic
it got.
works on
I
your
did
own
do
stuff,
the
yeah.
door and the steering wheel, so that's about it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I was gonna do like a distressed kind of old dog thing for a drive. Hey?
That was good.
So that was kind of what I was going to do on the seat
Yeah.
and stuff, and then put a new carpet in it and whatnot. But I drive it all the time,
Yeah.
so I can't be without it. I was going to look for another seat that was the same and then do it and then swap it. But I'm to the point now, it's like, I don't care, right?
Yeah.
It's my shop truck.
You just drive it and use it. That's cool.
Yeah, I drive it year round. Some people are like, oh, it's like, hey,
Yeah.
I can't take it with me, so I might as well enjoy it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Cool.
she looks old, but she's got a lot of new stuff in it, right?
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you having us out, and
Hey, love it.
it was a good
Anytime,
time
man.
taking us a tour for the shop and showing
Nice
us some of
getting
your
to know
tools.
you, and
Yeah.
yeah, someday I'll see you around at some car shows. Or
Yeah, definitely. Number 4 on my top 5 favorite shop tours is Highwood Rod and Custom in Calgary, Alberta. The owner, Justin, gives us a in-depth tour of the shop and all of the projects they're currently working on. He also surprises us for a ride in his 32 Ford, so check this out.
So yeah, so we started in 2013. A couple of buddies got together. John, Spock, from our club, from the Diablos, and then myself, and then started building 20s, 30s kind of hot rods, and then we transformed it to we basically build trucks. Yeah. It's kind of what the market wanted and what was happening. So
Yeah, trucks are hot for sure.
yeah, they're super hot, especially LS, air ride, all that kind of stuff, which we do. And then we just kind of through the years evolved and grew. Some of those guys aren't around anymore. We got some new crew here now. Spock's out at Chris Highton's there, and he's doing awesome work there, and he always comes and gives us a hand when we need. And then so now we've just been rolling around and having some fun. So yeah, pretty simple shop. We're small. We stayed small for a reason. And then we're just transforming again here, and we're just kind of just even more of a niche market. And then keeping it simple, getting out of parts and service, and just doing builds.
Nice.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens. Yeah, so that's kind of the run of what this shop is, right? There's Kane, he's our main guy, fabricator, and then there's Dylan. He does more of the mechanical stuff, transmissions and chassis kind of stuff and that. And then I'm just kind of the go around, do everything kind of guy.
Yeah.
And we all work together, even though they're employees. I like to always say that we work together. No one works for anybody. Right?
That's cool.
So,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's good stuff. Yeah, it's definitely a nice space. How long have you been in this spot?
So this spot, we've been here for 10 years, and then we started off in my garage probably about 8 months to a year before before we moved into here.
Oh, nice. Oh,
And then, yeah, so it's been super, and then just kind of evolved from that and just kind of gotten a little bit bigger. And now we're looking at actually getting a little bit smaller and getting, with the price of rent and everything nowadays. And, this is such a niche market. It's hard to pay the overhead of a big building, right?
Yeah, right.
So, we have no ego. We're cool with it. It doesn't bother us at all, right? So, yeah, so like that's, we enjoy doing like 20s, 30s stuff is where our passion is at.
Oh, yeah.
And then everything we build, I wouldn't say, we don't build your like $250,000 show car.
Yeah.
We build like your driver quality. Like if a guy came with like a $250,000 car and said, hey, I need my tires changed over today at 4 o'clock on a Friday, I'd be like, oh, I'll get to it Monday. If somebody with like a beat up old Impala that's trying to get to a show up at like 5 o'clock on a Friday, we'd be like, let's get it done, right?
Yeah, that's awesome.
So, because we like to see the people drive them and use them, not about the pavement princesses and stuff like that. We drive to Viva every year. We have for 19 or 20 years, right?
Oh, that's cool.
So we build a car, drive down there, and we do the drive, we don't trailer. Nice. So we love driving our stuff.
That's perfect.
There's so many times we finished a build late at night and literally turned the key, hope it ran, and drove to Vegas. Like that's kind of our shtick, right? So that's kind of our thing, right? But other than that, we just bang them out when the people bring stuff in. We just build some cool stuff and good to go. Raylan, maybe you shouldn't be here with that. Big suck. And then usually Friday this turns into a bit of a social hub.
That's cool.
Guys come by for a beer, or we sit down and we bullshit, and customers come by. Like, look at even right now, there's a couple guys coming by, and that's pretty normal. Guys will come by and it becomes part of the culture and it becomes part of everything, right?
Yeah.
So it's just one of those things that when we kind of do get a group of people, they kind of get stuck to it. They buy one vehicle, then they modify it, then they build the next one, and kind of go from there, right? So,
Awesome.
Yeah,
so tell us about some of the stuff you've got here too.
Okay, so this was an old fridge that we did for my uncle. He's passed away now, but it was in his shop, and we did that like 15, 20 years ago. So when he passed away, we yarded it out of there.
Yeah.
The jukebox, that's a good story. That came from when I opened the shop. An ex-girlfriend's dad left that to her in his will, but then he heard I was opening a shop, so he gave it to me.
Oh, that's
so it's kind of it's kind of cool to have it here, right?
Yeah.
And then and then as far as we got a bunch of stuff for the swap meet coming up. The stuff on the walls, that's kind of just like that was a '52 Chevy that we built quite a few years ago. Unfortunately, I rolled that truck.
Oh no.
Yeah, just out on the street here. So just a little bit too much speed and playing around and stuff like that. So hey, it happens, The beautiful Dolly Parton.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong with Dolly.
No.
That was the Metro that we built.
Yeah.
Down that wall there. That was just a fun, wicked build. Then this is a 31 Model A sedan body. That's just chopped. It's just going to a customer in BC.
Oh, okay.
Yep, so it's just sitting in a sealer, and then buddy of ours was bored one Friday and threw some pinstripes on it for him. That's awesome. It still obviously needs to be a complete build. We go in the back shop. So this is a 52 GMC that we built for a customer, John, probably about 5 years ago. It's just back in for some service and stuff like that. It's LS powered, just a 5.3 with a mild cam in it, and 4L60 tranny, 10-bolt Chevy in the back, Mustang 2 in the front. Super simple, usable build, right?
Yeah.
Like nothing crazy, and so it's been a good truck. They enjoy it. He drives it all the time, which is again one of the big things, right? So I'd like to see our customers out there. When we first started, we went after those $200,000-$300,000 builds, right?
Yeah.
And then that shit just sits in somebody's collection. It drives me nuts.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? They can't drive it, can't use it, don't do anything with it. So so it's just in for just before they're putting it away for the winter. And it's been a pretty fun little truck actually. Yeah, it's good. 4-link in the back. It's a pretty basic build. Everything's power coated chassis, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So it was a fun build. Took a little longer than you'd hope for.
Yeah.
Right. So, but
it's a driver, and that's what matters.
Yeah, it is a driver, and it's super awesome driver. And then next to you is like a Frankenstein project we just picked up. It's somebody, we didn't do any of this work on this chassis.
Right.
We just pitched just an S10 chassis on the air that needs to be fixed up.
Yeah.
And we'll eventually get to it. It's actually for that Metro that's outside.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so that Metro was a good buddy of mine, John, in Salt Lake City, and another buddy, they were building it, and they had it running and driving, and everything was done. And we got it back. He was going through a little bit of a divorce issue, his one buddy that had it, and so I bought it, and we brought it back here, but then we ripped it completely apart.
Yeah.
So it was a running, driving air ride truck, and then when you want to do it yourself, then you're like, shit, right? You start with one, it snowballs just like anything, right?
Yeah,
so we decided we'd start with an S10 platform that we know and that's tried and tested, and then this came up on, standard marketplace.
Yeah.
And the old timer wanted to get rid of it because his son lost interest, so right place, right time, and picked it up and good to go.
Sweet.
So we'll modify that, and we'll fix everything. There's some different work that's been done to it that needs to be redone and cleaned up, right? So, and then, so like we're a pretty small shop, we're only 4,000 square feet.
Yeah.
Which is okay, it makes it more manageable. Yeah. And there's 3, the most we've ever had in here is 6.
Oh yeah.
And then that gets a little full with 6 guys.
Yeah.
But other than that, we do pretty much everything in-house except for we don't do paint and interior. Right. Steve does our interior.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Steve's like, I've known Steve since before him and I were even into cars.
Yeah.
We used to work at a metal place back in the day called Federal Metals.
Oh, cool.
And I was probably 15 years old. Yeah. 14 years old when I met Steve.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so that was super cool. He's done every single one of my interiors. His very first interior was in my Roadster.
Oh, that's awesome.
In my 2029, and he just did the interior in my 32 Roadster.
Oh, yeah.
The boys are just going to pick it up. They'll bring it by.
Yeah.
At the back, we have a 69 GMC. A customer of ours, longtime customer Danielle, it's for her daughter, and so they're going to take it. We just did the chassis, the motor, the transmission, and they're going to do the interior and the paint.
Okay.
And then big block, turbo 400, a good solid 450 horsepower kind of thing.
Yeah.
You heard it start up there.
Yeah,
it's
got it on video.
Yeah, everyone's like, oh, I got to put an exhaust on that. I'm like, it's got exhaust on it. They just like it loud, right?
Yeah.
So, but I think it's going to be, she's pulling a 1969 Airstream with it.
Yeah.
And I don't know why they need that much power that loud, but they like what they like, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. So 1932, we built this thing about 11 years ago. Fiberglass body. We built it for a gentleman named Charles Bostock. And so we built it a totally different look than what it has now. And he, I don't know, about a year ago, came to us and just said, hey, I put 5 miles on this car. And then somehow, I don't know how the story goes, I don't want to get it out there, but it ended up staying outside for many years without a cover or anything on it. Shoot. So we got it back, got it running and driving, got rid of, knocked off. He had a different style, I'll just say that, than what we have. Yeah. Steve did the interior in it. Nice. Different rims and tires. We like that old school kind of look, right? Yeah. It's Firestone bias ply tires. And then, and then it's just got an 8BA in it, C4 transmission. I'd love to put a manual in it. Yeah. The classic Offenhauser heads on it, Eddie Meyer intake, dual 97s, MSD ignition, and it gets you down the highway. It's not a super fast machine, but it's fun. It's very cool. And it's kind of period correct, 32 commercial lights. It's got the 4950 steering wheel in it, and then we went with a 1950s Buick green interior. So it's just something different because every cat that has one of these, it's always like a red interior. Yeah. And you're just like red and white, and you're like, fuck, I'm done with it, right? So and then just simple 16-inch Steelies, 40 Ford style with 40 Ford poverty caps. Yeah, it's got a 9-inch in the back, and yeah, it's a fun little simple hot rod, right? Like it's not a high dollar car, and it's fun to get out and you get a stone chip on it or something, that's fine.
Yeah.
Right? Enjoy it.
cool.
Yeah, so we call it, since after Charles, we call it the Bostock Bomber. And we got Tom to kind of pinstripe that on the back. And then, and then we just put the Highwood on the side of the rail, just kind of give that old kind of look, right?
That's very cool. It's very traditional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is super cool. It's got the Buick fin drum covers with the Wilwood discs underneath.
Nice.
Which is kind of cool. Like, drum brakes are really cool, but at the end of the day, when you want to stop, you want to stop.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so like when we got it, had like different, we just knocked off the different style and era of what it was, right? So we kind of gave it our kind of back to what we wanted it to be, and Charles was glad to see it was back in our hands. And it's sad that he's not out there cruising it, but hey, at least we got it now. So yeah,
That's awesome.
what to do with it, we're not, I don't know, we'll just keep it around and have some fun with it.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, so you can look inside of it. Yeah, like I said, just APA, pretty simple. It's dirty because we, like I said,
Use it, yeah.
we use it, right? So
That's cool.
yeah.
I love this color. This is the color I want to put in the
So
Buick.
how that started is like when you were talking earlier about like Rod, like Bushfield, he I kind of stole this material from him. He did his 34, the Tin Man truck that he had or whatever. So he ran this in there, and there was some left over at Steve's. And I'm colorblind, so I see it, and I'm like, oh man, this is a really like nice gray. Right? And Steve's like, that's not gray, son, that's green. And I said, sweet. And he goes, it's from like a 50s Buick. And I'm like, I love Buick. So I said, well, it's different than red. So then I just got him to do simple stitching and just paneling and all that, just to keep it super simple.
Yeah.
But this winter we'll put a 5-speed in it and just make it a little bit more fun. 3 pedals makes everything better. Right? So
Very cool.
yeah, and then yeah, like I said, it's got the 750s on the back, 16s, and 600s on the front.
Yeah.
And yeah, kind of a simple build. Everything out of a catalog, literally.
Yeah.
You know, with some traditional, original stuff. We were able to run the original plate,
Nice.
and then yeah. So
That's very cool.
yeah, it's not too bad. Like I said, it's not a powerhouse, but it's fine. Yeah. So. Ready? We'll be fine. Yeah. We'll be back in a couple minutes, anyways. All right, son, you gotta go. Yeah, it's like a suit. I'm a Finnish carpenter by trade. Yeah, and then I had a home building company, and my dad passed away.
Yeah. And
he said, I have 3 older brothers. And he says, hey, follow your dream. I said, okay. So I sold off my shares to the company that I was in with some other guys, super great guys. And then, hey, you're not coming with us. Wait a minute.
Says he forgot me.
He's like, where are you going, Dad? Go back. Go back. He's like, are you taking a Oh, he totally is. Here, come back. Here, I'll get. He's gonna have to clean it up. Yeah. He just ran over here and took a shit in the middle of the parking lot. You gotta clean that up, son. Gee, I know, but I'm busy. You were supposed to watch him. That was fucking awesome.
That was awesome.
Fucking epic. Yeah, so where were we? Sorry.
Yeah, your dad told you to follow your dreams.
Follow dreams. So then I started this shop up, like I was kind of saying earlier. And then another shop at the time was just about, was closing down. The rod shop, and a good buddy of mine, Spock, he worked there.
Right.
So he was going out of work, and my dad just passed away, and who Spock knew really well.
Yeah.
And so we decided with another gentleman that we're gonna open up a shop. So we opened up a shop, and yeah, and it you know what? It's been a lot of fun, right? At the beginning of it all, it was all kind of like ego, like you're like, oh yeah, I got this, we're the best, you know, all that kind of shit.
Yeah.
But then through the years, you mature, you learn some things, you get some bumps and some bruises, and you learn things about business. Like even as much as you think you know about business, you learn different business stuff, right?
Yeah.
Because every business is different, right? So yeah, so learned a lot, grew a lot, matured a lot, and then learned the ins and the outs of kind of the hot rod business.
Yeah.
So do I got it all figured out? Fuck no. But we're having fun doing it, and yeah, no regrets, right?
Yeah.
No regrets, as they,
Yeah, no regrets. Yeah.
So, yeah. So much of that stuff, like from Cadillac, Buick, Oldsmobile, interchanges.
Yeah.
And then some stuff, like, but that's the thing, like, in this industry, that's sweet. In this industry, you learn every day. Like I never knew that, and I just learned that, right?
Yeah.
So it's such you gotta be a sponge of picking up knowledge and stuff, because there's so much to know, and like, you don't know it all, put it that way.
Yeah.
You never can.
Yeah, exactly.
This cat let us in, that was cool. So the very first shop I ever worked for was a gentleman called Louis Domso. It was the old car center.
Yeah.
And it was right here. It's this brown building on the left.
Okay, yeah.
And it was a cool little place to kind of get my feet wet and learn things, right? And then I went to, after that, I went and worked for a gentleman called Ted Allen. And Ted Allen, I learned the most from anybody. And he taught me about chassis and welding and all that kind of stuff. So Ted Allen Rod and Custom, he's still around, but he just kind of works on his own stuff. Goes to show, like, he's such a crucial part of Canadian hot rod history, right?
Yeah.
So, and he would never tell you that. He would, he's just a super simple guy.
Those guys are always so humble.
Yeah, he's super humble. He's awesome, right? So, yeah, good people. And Red Deer is such a wicked area for the culture. Like, there's so many big collections out there and old timers,
Yeah.
right? Like, that's dying off. I don't think you'll, in our generation. So I'm 41.
Yeah.
So like the older generations, older than us, they don't have, or they have the car collections. I don't think that you're going to see much of the older stuff, big collections happening anymore. I see a lot of that stuff getting split up and sold off. Like, and because there's not the old boys that want to keep it around. And guys like yourself or myself and others, there's not many left that want to do it, right?
Exactly, yeah.
It's sad to say, but it's a dying art.
It is. That's why I always finish off my videos with keep cruise culture alive.
Absolutely.
It's dying, and we need to.
Man. Anything you can do, like I was saying earlier, like the guy that comes in with a Lamborghini or something and wants something right now because he has money,
Yeah.
we're just like, whatever, we'll fit you in.
That's
But the young kid that comes in that's like, he needs help,
Yeah.
we'll go a million miles for him, right?
Yeah,
So,
that's awesome.
because you always, like, if there's a Lamborghini next to us, well, I shouldn't say this anymore, but like in this car, like this, it's not an expensive car compared to a Lamborghini. I think you get more looks with this than that,
definitely,
right?
yeah.
Even though this is like a turd compared to a Lamborghini.
But no, like if I pulled up behind this in a Lamborghini, I'd be drooling over this thing
Absolutely.
all day long, yeah.
Well, didn't they do that on Roadkill years ago? Remember they did that like 28, 29 sedan?
Yeah,
And
they
then
did that Rat Rod versus the Lamborghini, and they did a road trip with it.
Yeah, and everyone liked the Rat Rod more than the Lamborghini,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Even at the end, they're like, yeah, it's more comfortable in the Lamborghini, but both of them wanted to drive the Rat Rod. It's just cooler, right?
Because more people look at it, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Awesome.
Well, that's
yeah,
it, man.
That was a fun rip. That's
well,
cool.
it's not fast, right? Like I said, it's just kind of fun.
Yeah.
It's just a cruiser. It'll be a lot different once, like, need some updating on the steering and then the 5-speed, right?
Yeah.
Like that shitty automatic is just that. It's a shitty automatic. And bias-fly tires and...
Yeah, I mean, you can't help but feel cool riding around in that. All right, guys, that was Justin with Highwood Rod and Custom, and you were watching Blue Collar Garage Culture Shop. These next 3 shop tours are very, very close, and all 3 of them have different personalities. Coming in at number 3 would have to be Sideshow Fabrication and Paint. Now, I've been back to Chris and Krista's place several times since I initially went there for this first tour, and it's always a good time, and they've always got some really cool projects going on. Here is Sideshow Fabrication and Paint at number 3. Okay, so we're here at Sideshow Fabrication and Paint, and checking out what they do and what they got. And I got Chris here, the owner, and he's going to walk us through and show us what he does.
Well, let's start. It's not just me.
Yeah.
I have a crew of people that do things.
Yeah.
We do golf carts, but this is my personal one, getting it ready for on the 10th at the Speedway Market.
Yeah.
Because we have a booth there, so we'll be there at that race car speed show. We have this Mopar right here. These are people that work here.
So working on this Mopar here, what are you guys doing with
It's a
it?
1974 Mopar. We're doing absolutely everything.
Yeah.
So what we've done is we've used 3 cars to graft this into one because you
Okay.
can't really find parts.
Yeah.
We've had to take these upper inner fenders, upper firewall, and everything all around from a different vehicle, graft everything together, get it in epoxy. Because now we're getting to the point of setting up the motor, the transmission, all that kind of bullshit that goes with these builds.
Right.
We've also had to carry on from inside, from the rockers, all the way back.
Okay.
We've modified the windows because we're going to get rid of the rag top. We've
Oh, yeah.
shaved the bumpers, we've sucked those in, and we're going to kind of do a resto mod, but not really.
Okay.
Just like a semi-resto mod.
Cool.
We have all the suspension and everything ready to go.
Yeah.
And then we have this right here is a Model A. Fiberglass,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
nothing in it.
Right.
You know, it's just a work, right? So the frame's been done. It's an old Speedway chassis, but everything's been redone, remodified. Motor mounts has changed, new transmission, absolutely everything. So we're in the process of taking this and we're gonna 24 gold plate all the chrome on this and go black with a wild paint job. And then
That's
we're
so
sending
cool.
this out to Chilliwack to get the upholstery done.
Nice.
So
So all of the hardware and stuff like that's getting gold plated?
everything.
Everything.
Lights, suspension, motor mounts, and we're also running a high-rise intake manifold,
Yeah.
dual EFI, and velocity stocks.
That's cool.
And the stocks will be 24 karat gold.
That's really cool.
We have different rims upstairs because these are shit rims for roll around.
Great.
We got bias ply white walls.
Oh, that's cool. That's
So-
gonna be a sweet ride.
It'll be groovy.
Yeah.
That's for sure. It'll be different.
Yeah.
We also have over here an old 65 Mercury. Once again, this is 3 vehicles grafted into one.
Right.
And we kept the old inline because sometimes it's nice not seeing LSs, 5 liters, and small blocks.
Yeah.
Because this is just pretty nice,
It
right?
is.
It's been painted. It's Cerakoted.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
we do a lot of Cerakoting in-house here.
Oh wow.
So we'll be doing the roof white,
Yeah.
inner fender wells white, and the rest of it here. And then it'll
Beautiful.
be flaked and
Yeah.
paneled and everything on the roof. We had to make a box for it because, you know. So this is our room where we do a lot of the work. Fit things, assemble things, welding, everything out here. We do all the body work and dirty work across this room in the dirty room.
Yeah.
Because that shit gets everywhere. Ventilation, lots of lights. So we'll do all the mud work, fiberglass work, as much as everything in here so we keep the shop clean.
Right. Yeah.
Because nobody wants to be around the guy that's going to grind fiberglass all day.
Yeah.
Like nobody likes him that day.
Yeah.
Or that week actually.
Yeah.
So we keep it in here. So this is an Ultima RS. It's a kit car. It's really tiny on the inside, but it'll, like, we'll never be able to fit into it,
Yeah. 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 No.
right? But this will be pretty cool when it's done. We got to do a 2-tone paint job. It's going to be black. It's going to be reds, gold plating handles, and hardware on the interior.
Yeah.
And we got the rims finished, custom made for these. That are black wheels, red brakes, 2-tone, and hopefully have it done for summer.
All right.
Notice the fridges are taped.
Yeah.
Larry can get in them. So yeah, we built this, eh?
Yeah. The
Because
whole.
there's no box, so we did this,
Yep.
built it up. We used a really nice, proper steel for the inside, like 16 gauge,
Oh wow. Yeah.
square tubing,
Yeah.
all cold rolled, none of this like iron worker bullshit.
Right.
You know, put it in. It's not done. We gotta stitch up a few areas,
Yeah.
get it all prepped, but I'm waiting until we get a tailgate. Then we'll finish working on this because we have nothing holding it in. It's just, it's there.
Yeah.
You know, we're gonna fit the front and then we're gonna work on this. You know, a little bit of tools.
Yeah.
Nothing too fancy, but nothing too shitty.
Yeah.
Just enough,
Yeah.
right? Just
Yeah.
enough. I'll show you some gold.
Yeah. Definitely. Let's see some gold.
Now, for example, we did all these in-house, eh?
Okay. Right. Wow. That's cool.
So drop that in the hole. So the whole thing's gonna look like that. Put
Yeah.
Together. Slick.
Yeah. It's
Like slick.
Yeah.
So we do a lot of Cerakoting too,
Yeah.
which It's pretty handy. Doesn't scratch good.
Yeah.
Lasts a long time. Like we rebuilt this for a motor. It's all Cerakoted.
Okay. Yeah. That's cool.
Nice finish, looks original.
Yeah.
So you can do a lot of routes like that. Cerakoted for that truck.
Great. That's cool. Yeah, and that's like super durable and heat resistant and all that stuff, right?
Yeah, no, it's
Cerakote.
this is Cerakoted too, right?
Yeah.
Check this out.
Okay. Flexible too.
Flexible, so that's an old shift boot. It's an original, you can't really find one, so blasted it, cleaned it, reconditioned it in Cerakote.
That's cool.
I've done this about 4 million times to show people.
Wow.
Blows my mind.
Yeah.
It's wizardry. You know what I mean? It's like nothing like paint. Here, give it a try. See if you do it with your own eyes.
That's crazy. So then the coating is like stretchy and everything.
It's magic.
Yeah.
It is magic, right? See, here's some more Cerakoted and gold stuff put together.
Oh yeah.
Gold, Cerakoted handle.
That's cool.
You know, because we've been practicing.
Yeah.
So we've been golding the shit out of everything. Everything. Right?
That's awesome.
Now, when it comes to the strength of gold, we've been finding too. Here, take this, and you can hit it right here. Hit it hard too.
Or like right here.
Hit it.
Yeah.
Hit it again. There's nothing. You chip that powder coating
Yeah.
for the gold.
That's crazy. That's cool.
We've done the valve covers, right?
Yeah. Oh wow.
You can even barbecue in this, and it won't even change the gold. So it's very high heat rating. I'll put these on my 38 Dodge this summer.
Yeah. Yeah, those look good. So this is you gold plated this insert. Is this a separate piece than this, or is
Unbolt
yeah.
them from the back.
Yeah.
Clean this up with some glass cleaner.
Yeah.
Put some gold on this. Leave the dent. Slap it on the car.
That's cool.
Quick and dirty.
Yeah. Nice. That looks good.
Yeah, just parts. And a dog. Race car parts.
Yeah. So you guys spend a lot of time at the track too?
We
then?
spend a lot of time in the racetrack.
Yeah. Yeah.
We sponsor a few of the top eliminator dragsters out there.
Okay.
So we're quite
Actually, now
involved.
that you mention it, I think I've seen your logo on some of the stuff out there. Yeah, definitely.
You probably would have
Totally
seen this.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I totally recall seeing the logo now.
We work really close with Chevy,
Yeah.
Reeves, and they have new ownership this year at the racetrack. So there's
Yeah.
some changes. Things are going to get cleaned up. There's going to be some track maintenance and some new things happening.
Right.
There's going to be a few dragger events there. We got the national event, Rocky Mountain Nationals on August 9th, and the monster trucks. Then there's two new ones coming,
Okay.
but that's to be announced soon.
Okay, cool.
They'll be worth going to see.
Yeah.
Yes. And I'll show you some pictures of Chevy's car because no one's cars are here because everyone's getting ready to go drag racing
Yeah,
next
yeah,
month,
100%.
right? So we've done this one. This
Yeah.
is Chevy's car. He's going to be starting up in Spring Fling in Vegas. Start
Okay.
the series early. And then we got some more stuff we're going to be doing for that car. Maybe some gold.
Nice. There you go.
Put
Yeah.
some style in the racetrack.
Yeah.
That was my own car that I was very involved in for a long time before the shop opened.
Oh, cool.
Did a lot of nitro racing and alcohol racing a long time ago.
Wow. Yeah, that's really cool.
We also sponsor this one here, Jenna from Michaud Racing. That thing's a rocket.
Yeah,
It's a rocket.
that's cool.
That's a whole carbon fiber, and see, this is all paint.
Yeah.
So we painted all that on, painted all that. That was all painted.
Wow.
You know.
And
Well,
you
yeah,
guys
keep the
got
showroom classy.
tons of lettering
We got some
and
pictures
everywhere.
of some of the work that we've done. It's kind of hard to get a good picture because, well, you got an iPhone,
Yeah, yeah.
and You know, then sometimes you get a good camera and you're like, oh, these look way better because your shitty iPhone doesn't make a good picture.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's awesome. So how long have you guys been at this location?
8 years.
8 years here. Yeah.
8 years. Working here full time, have employees, get rid of a few employees, get some new employees. It's a business, right?
Yeah. 100%. Yeah. That's cool. Nice.
Keep it nice and open, right?
Yeah.
No tables to collect junk.
Yeah.
Cool fountain. It's for the dogs.
Yeah.
Keeps them calm.
That's good.
Yeah, and that's pretty much all I have in my shop. Oh, I'll show you something real cool. Come with me.
Yeah, for sure. Nice. That is crazy. That's so
A
cool.
lot of miles on it. We want to change it to red.
Oh yeah.
Do a bathroom reno.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, there's tons of cool stuff around here.
Well, yeah, then here's in my office. Just another room.
Yeah.
Clean, organized, and ready. Got a Jaeger machine for the weekends.
There you go. Yeah.
You know, barbecuing, partying, having a good time. And if you're in Edmonton, you're going to be able to come here and buy these magazines right here from this showroom, because we're going to start carrying these here for anyone that's too cheap and doesn't want to get a subscription. You come see me, and I will give these to you
There you
for
go.
money.
For money. Oh, nice. So let us know what you do here, and then show us your picture.
I do painting. I painted this thing. Like you do custom, we do custom here, anything.
So how much time do you have in something?
Oh, I didn't keep track because it's a shop vehicle.
Yeah.
Cody did all the striping,
Yeah.
and I think he did the leaf work on there too. But I don't know, I was probably in the booth with all that for a week,
Okay.
maybe.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot going on. We kind of wanted to like demonstrate both.
Yeah, definitely.
If I could do it over, I'd probably do it different. Because like getting better over the years and like changing how I do things, but
Yeah.
I still like it.
Yeah,
It's a moment in time.
gorgeous piece. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, good, you got the lights. Yeah, you can check out the mixer.
sure.
And we do House of Colors, like Chris was, I think, saying.
Yeah.
We got all our House of Colors stuff in stock, which is nice because sometimes it can be a bit of a wait to order
Right.
it. We got a lot of it.
So you guys can mix up just about any color.
Yeah, it's fun because I can just go in here and if I don't have direction,
Yeah.
I can just do whatever I want, right?
Nice.
And I can, that's what's nice about House of Colors. You can truly make it like custom because
Right.
you can mix anything you want. Then we use the waterborne usually for like the completes. We like to do factory colors for completes just because, I mean, if that's what the customer wants.
Right.
Because then it's easy to do repairs,
Yeah.
to match, and we mix right off the tin rack because of the computers.
Okay.
It's all in there. And the odd time we do collision, we can do it.
Nice.
So that's nice. Tinting.
Cool.
And yeah, the booth.
Straight from
Yeah, for sure. The lighting.
Yeah.
This is it, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little short for some of the, like we did a Parisienne, and it was like 18 feet, I think. So some things it's a little short for. It's shorter than the average, and I think they just left the panel off because it cut into the shop too much,
Right.
which is usually okay, but sometimes it can be something.
Sometimes
This
the
is
shop
just like,
better.
yeah.
Yeah.
This is the color match job I gotta do, so I've got all my spray outs.
Okay.
Just,
Cool.
just some, just the repairs and
Right.
for a race car, it took a year old.
Oh,
But yeah,
Cool.
tinting, matching. I like tinting, but it takes time.
Right.
Yeah, that's it. Yes.
Awesome. Cool.
Not much to see.
Yeah. How long have you been painting?
I got my full ticket in 2012, but I went actually to SAIT in Calgary in 2006 to get into this sort of stuff, and I've always kind of just been hired on in the painting direction. I kind of wanted to be a bodyman. I did bodywork too, but painting is kind of the way that I've been going. So yeah, full-time painter since 2012.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. How long have you been here in this place?
I started out with Chris like evenings and weekends because I was bored.
Oh yeah.
They just helped me for free because I like to keep a foot in the custom kind of automotive world. I was doing semi-trucks for a long time.
Oh wow, okay.
So I wanted to keep in touch with the automotive because it's way different.
Yeah.
So I was doing evenings, weekends here in like 2017.
Yeah.
And I've been here full time 2019.
Oh wow, cool.
Yeah, he needed help.
Yeah.
So it's hard to do it all yourself.
Yeah.
He was painting before that.
Oh wow, oh, cool. That's awesome. Yeah. Before we get to the last two of my favorite shop tours, I want to put out a huge thank you to Cole and Blue Collar Garage. If you are in the market for shop space to store your toys, start a small business, or work on your projects with your buddies, make sure you check out Blue Collar Garage. They have spaces for lease in Red Deer County, Airdrie, and Lacombe, all available with all-in pricing and 24/7, 365 secure access. Check out bluecollargarage.com or click the link below in the description. Number 2 on our list belongs to fellow YouTubers Shane and Barb Gilroy at 380 Motorsport and Custom. Make sure you follow them on YouTube to catch up on some of these builds that you'll see here in the video, and stick around to the end so you can see some cold starts. We're here with Shane Gilroy, right? That's right. At 380 Motorsport and Custom, checking out their shop today. So.
Yeah, hey, thanks for coming.
Yeah, no problem.
So I'm Shane. This is my shop. This is what I do. And we started our own channel a few months ago, and we're taking a crack at it. See what happens. We're finding some success so far, so it's pretty exciting, actually.
That's good. Yeah, we've been following along with some of the projects. I'm excited to see what happens with some
I
of them.
appreciate that. Awesome. So, but yeah, anyways, this is my shop. Just a quick, so we built the shop about 8 years ago. We did have trouble building it with, we had a real bad windstorm and it blew it down. Yeah, but it was actually kind of a bit of a, what do you want to say, like a blessing, because we ended up with extra rafters with insurance, like with that kind of deal. And then, so I was able to build a pole shed, which has been real handy to keep the extra stuff and kind of help keep this place clean, right? So, and then with it, when I built this, I had the intentions of, I wanted an old school, gas station-y shop vibe, right? So that's why I sprung a little extra, got the brick on the front, and then over the years I've collected some, some signs and some antiques and stuff like that. So,
that's really cool. It looks really good.
Thank you.
Yeah, the brick on the outside's awesome.
Kind of makes it, right?
When we pulled in, I had to get some drone footage of us.
Yeah, awesome.
Rolling into the driveway with old trucks and stuff. So that's
you
cool.
bet.
Yeah, so tell us about some of the projects you got.
Yeah, so we can start with this Pontiac. So I had a friend of mine. He was bugging me for quite a while because I didn't, until this is really the first vehicle that I've worked on for someone. Yeah, you betcha. So he had bugged me for a while, and I'm leery because I do my own thing and I do it the way I like it. But he's like, no, man. He's like, oh, just do it the way you would do it, right? Yeah. So I decided I'd work on this old Pontiac for him. So this is a 1940 Pontiac, and what I'm in the midst of working on it, obviously, but setting it down on an S10 chassis is what I'm doing with this car, right? So that's where I'm at right now. I'm cutting, I'm clearancing the inner fenders. I got it back half. I still have to. He got the he got the coilovers. I got to build the 4 links, but so I'm waiting for some parts to get that back half in. And then we'll and this car is going to stay. I'm going to try and preserve it the best I can to be a patina car. Right.
Awesome. Yeah, I love patina stuff.
Yeah, you betcha. I like it because I'm not a fancy painter guy stuff, so I I don't love doing that, and then also I don't feel bad about driving them.
Exactly.
right?
Yeah, you can drive them and use them as much as you want.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Not worried about. I still drive mine in the winter sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. No, I hear you for sure.
Yeah, very cool. So is it sitting down on the S10?
It's down on the S10 chassis right now.
Yeah.
Again, it doesn't have the back half yet.
Yeah.
I'm at the point you can see where I'm clearancing still, and then I have to build some body mounts, and then I got to go to the tire shop because we're going to get the wheels that he wants.
Yeah.
The wheels and tires that we kind of picked out. So then I can go ahead and make sure I'm just right.
Yeah,
so, yeah, you betcha. So,
No, super cool. I love the back suicide doors. And
suicide
stuff on
doors. It's a real gangster looking car, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
And another really neat thing with this car is it was, I could show you on the back.
Sure.
Yeah. So it was bought, well, in 1940, it was bought at Stan Reynolds at his car dealership, right?
Oh, wow.
So Stan got out of the war, started a car dealership, and that's what the badging, it was bought at his.
Wow. Yeah, that's some crazy cool history.
Yeah, for sure. And then obviously people know the Reynolds Museum, right? So
Reynolds is a big name around here, so that's cool. That's really cool.
Absolutely. So this is what I'm working on mostly right now.
Yeah.
And then behind, just over here in the middle, my other project that I've had on the go for quite a while is this. It's a 49 GMC cab over.
Right.
And this one I've got started. I'm putting a 12 valve Cummins in this one.
Yeah.
Well, it's in there. I do have a lot of work left to do.
Yeah.
But so I bought this truck a long time ago. It was used to be a fire truck.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and the badging on the door indicated it came from Silton, Saskatchewan.
Oh, okay.
Which is kind of neat, right?
Yeah.
So, but I gumballed it and stuff, kind of make it my own. But anyways, it's going on a chassis that I built, and it's going to be a real long and running on diesel.
Love it.
Yeah.
Long and low.
Yeah, long and low. Yeah, when we could take a look at it here, but when it's down on the ground and aired out, that whole frame will sits on the ground, right? So it's going to be real low. Yeah, you betcha.
That's really cool.
Thanks. Yeah.
So are you doing like a flat deck on the back? Or?
I think for a little bit. So if we could take a look here. So I think for a little bit I'm gonna drive it the way it is. But you can see down here I have some hugger rear fenders. Yeah. Right. So and it's the same thing. Once it's on the ground, those fenders will sit on the ground. The tire will be right up. So I think for a little bit, I'm thinking maybe a ramp truck one day, something like that. But for now, I think because it's been a while and I got some other projects, I just want to drive it around like an old rat rod, right?
That's cool.
Yeah,
That's
you
awesome.
betcha. So
that's sweet. Yeah, we'll definitely have to come back and check it out. When
for sure. I can show you a little bit. I've been doing, like I said, I'm not a real, I don't know how to put it. I'm not a real fit and finish type guy. I'm not a paint shop guy. I'm not an upholstery guy. But the interior on that, I like doing that. But I'll show you. I'm dimple dyeing and building some seats, aluminum stuff, lots of rivets, I like that stuff, right? Yeah. So I'll show you that if you'd like.
No, I definitely think you're headed in a really cool direction. I like the fenders.
I appreciate it. Yeah, you betcha.
No, it's awesome.
Yep. No, I think it'll be a real unique vehicle to see going down the road, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. So this engine is the old mechanical 12 valve, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you betcha. 12 valve 5.9. So it's
cool.
It'll be a noisy, obnoxious old machine, I'm sure. Right?
That's awesome.
Yeah, you bet.
The way it should be. Yeah.
Yep. And then I built my lug nuts and stuff like that, and I built just everything. I tried to make it look real, just rat roddy, aggressive, tough looking. Yeah, thank you. And the kegs and you betcha. So, and if you'd like, I could show you just quick what I got going on with the interior. Yeah. So like I indicated, I like to do aluminum work. I like to do that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah, that's cool. That looks awesome.
Looks tough.
Yeah,
I like mechanical looking stuff. I like just industrial type. Yeah. You betcha.
So these are like copper rivets.
Just the smashy kind. I searched on like eBay and Kijiji and stuff, and then I found I found some, and they're like, well, you got to buy them like 1,000. So I got a couple thousand of these things. And it wasn't too bad, like price.
Cool. The contrast and stuff.
Yeah, you betcha. And I got the same thing going on a little bit in my little old 51 Chevy.
Oh, cool.
So But yeah, that's the stuff I like to do, but because I like it, but also stuff I can do, right?
Yeah.
You betcha. I enjoy doing that kind of stuff. So
that's cool.
Yeah, you betcha. So then, this little, I mentioned this little 51 Chevy here. So that truck, that's the first one I ever did. It went through a few phases in its life. I restored that little truck. Well, what happened when I was a little kid? I was 14. I went to the neighbor. He had a bunch of old trucks. I bought one from him. And I'm in my mind, I'm like, well, by the time I'm 16, I'm gonna be driving this thing. But turns out you need money, and so I ended up selling. Excuse me, I ended up selling that truck, and then I bought later on. I got a job later on. I was probably 20 or something. I bought another one off the same guy, followed by Evansburg, a fella named Joe Wyszynski.
Okay.
So I bought another one from him, and then that's the one I restored.
Nice.
So and then it started out a dark blue, and then it was a matte black for a while. Now it's this olive drab with the star and stuff, and this is my favorite rendition of it so far.
Yeah, it's cool.
And I upgraded, the engine and the wheels and tires and brakes and all that over the years, right? So
it's definitely a recognizable truck.
Yes,
it's channel. It's something that I can pick out in a picture or whatever I see it. Yeah,
appreciate it. Yeah, it's a little unique, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, you betcha. And then we can take a look too, because then that was my latest project prior. That's the one I finished prior to this car, is my little trailer that I made for it. So I made a little rat rod trailer kind of to match the truck, the same roof enders and so on and so on. So yeah,
let's go take a close look.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
that's cool. What kind of engine are you running in?
So this has a 383 stroker.
Oh wow.
Yeah, you betcha. So that's my dilemma. Everyone wants LSs, and they're awesome, and I love them. Yeah, they're great. I built this 383 a long time ago. Real strong engine, still real good. And then also too, we moved and stuff. So I had bought a fast EFI for it. Yeah. And then because in our busyness, I didn't get a chance to put it on right away.
Oh yeah.
Right. So then finally, okay, let's put it on, and it's fine. But now it's like, looking back, it's like LS, right? Yeah. But it's so good, like it's so strong, so healthy. Yeah. It is what it is now, right?
And I mean, it's also unique. Like everyone's got LS and stuff. I love LS too. I'm putting an LS in my Buick. And stuff. But yeah, everyone's got an LS now. So now it's almost cool to run back into the small block Chevys that used to be the LS. Yeah.
They're so good. They're so good in the world. I find, because I did a couple in my other couple little trucks. I got some LSs in those, and they just run so good.
They do.
They don't overheat. They're just good that way, right?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, you're right. It's just fine. Yeah. You betcha. And it's
very cool.
Yep. And then so then this is, like I said, this was my latest project, my little trailer here.
Yeah.
To haul. I've rode motorcycles my whole life, so I always got a passion for them, and I think I'll have a spot in my heart for them. So, so I wanted something I could haul my little motorcycles around on and stuff. I got one up on the wall here.
Yeah.
This little fella, right? So I built this little trailer on air, I haven't had a chance to really use it.
Yeah.
Because I finished it just before it snowed. So
it's super cool. I love that it just lays right out and you can drive right on it. The fenders and stuff all look awesome on there. Yeah, it's super cool.
Yeah, it was a bit of a feat to get that. Well, two things: to get the air ride to work with that, the link and stuff, but then to keep all that hidden in the fender, right? I originally wanted a big wide tire like the truck, but then I actually ended up going a little skinnier tire just so I could get everything inside there, right? Other than the arm itself.
Yeah, because it is all just tucked away.
I like how it turned out. I think it's very clean and hidden. As best as I could do it anyways, right? And just another quick note too, just kind of a fun fact is these old Kragers that are on here, I went with them, because I had them, but it's also, so when I did this truck years and years and years ago, those are the wheels that I had on it, right?
Okay, yeah.
So then I put these on, the junkyard dogs I put on a long time ago, but I thought it'd be fun to have the original old, right? Yeah, so.
No, it looks good. It goes with the truck perfectly, and it's crazy that it's, like if you looked at it and you didn't know anything about it, you'd just be like, how is it laying on the ground?
How does it work?
How do you take that anywhere?
How does it work? So. Yeah, you betcha.
Very cool. Yeah, and then like tell us about this bike and this contraption you
Yeah,
have
so
here.
so this is a 73 XS 650, the old Yamaha. I didn't realize at the time I wanted an old bike I could bob. I didn't do much research. So then I found this one on like Kijiji, and it was cheap, and it ran and everything, but it was ratty, right? All original ratty. So, but I found it anyways. I'm like, perfect. But then I got reading. I think these XS 650s have like a cult following. People because they're easy to bob, right? People love to bob them, and they're kickstart as well as electric start. So you can make it look real retro, right?
Yeah,
so
that's cool.
Yeah, you betcha. So I still got. I did a little bit. I bobbed it, and I'm working on it. But again busy, so I haven't finished yet. I still got lots to do. And then this my rack. It seems to work good. I hung a dirt bike up there for a long time because like as a test, it'll be okay. But so I built this thing to fit to the wall, snatch block mount up there. Yeah. And then I actually waited. I was being cheap. I watched Princess Auto Flyer forever till that 110 winch went on sale, and then I'm like, now's the time. So then I went ahead and so I put these in here for just to lock it down so it's not hanging off the winch. But it literally will just lay the bike down, right?
Cool.
It's actually pretty slick. Yeah.
You get some cool art, but then it's also like functional. Like back down and up.
And you could even just hang it out here and work on it if you want, right?
That's cool. That's really cool.
Yeah, you betcha. It works very well. And then, like I said, I wanted to make it look like an old shop, so then that works real well, right? It fits with some of the signs, and you betcha. That's cool. Yeah. And then the same with my shelving and all that. I purposely, like, I think I even came across an old bolt bin, like an old steel. I'm like, no, man, I want to build so it looks like it's old, right? Yeah. So the wood and I just really enjoy that. Like even my trim of my, the windows, the trim of I enjoyed doing that, staining it to make it look like it's, and that's why I purposely went with the plywood as opposed to tin or something. I just wanted the old look, right? Yeah, you betcha. So. And then in an attempt to get my kids to hang out with me more, I built a dartboard. Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah. And then upstairs you'll see too, hanging in the roof. I can lower that down. It's a slot car, right? Oh, sweet. Yeah, you betcha. But like I said, that wasn't an attempt to get my kids to hang out in the garage more. Right? It worked. They hung out a little bit. Let's go up there and take a look. Yeah, absolutely. Head on up. So then, so up here, what I did was a fellow I work with. I was talking about getting an old, he's like, I got an old granary. So then it was shady. It was shady hauling it home because it was real rickety. But I hauled the old granary home, and then I salvaged as much of this shiplap wood as I could, right? I was even cautious not to knock some of the moss off it, right? I was real cautious about it. And then I debated like how to finish it, but I left the jagging it because every end was jaggy. So I just left the jagged end sticking out. And then I just started to decorate it like I'd like it. And little things like this was nailed to it, so I had to keep one of them. Oh yeah. The old coffee can, fill in a hole or something, right? So, and then just, like I said, just keep looking for, old antiques, couple, that was, I think, IKEA or something, that little couch, and it's a piece of junk, but I just needed something, so. Very cool. But it's my little, I come up here and watch, watch MASH or something when I need to take a break. Yeah. Sweet. Yeah, you betcha. Yeah. And then these lights, I think they were originally old yard lights, but a lady in town here has a garage sale all the time, and I bought them from her. Oh, cool. Just stuff like that, right? Yeah, no, it looks good. Yeah. Yeah, lots of really cool stuff. So how does this work? Oh yeah, so I'll show you. So I haven't had it down in a long, long time, but I got it on a pulley system. Yeah. Yeah, so then you just got to give it the old, just watch yourself, heave ho. Oh, okay, yeah. Oh yeah. And then I think, then slow down, I forget. There. Yeah. There you go. And then cool. it is a little bit, you can give it the tweak, right? But yeah, that's cool. Yeah. That's sweet. Yeah, that's fun. And again, I haven't had it down in a long time, so it's pretty dusty. My kids don't come out here much anymore.
No.
But yeah, and then we plug it in and they'd race cars around. Right?
That's cool.
So, yeah.
Really cool. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's
Thank you.
awesome. And good way to keep it up and out of the way. And
That's right.
that way
Yep.
you're not taking it apart and putting it back together all
That's
the time.
right. Yep. You betcha.
Very cool.
So yeah, so we could take a look at these two little trucks.
For sure.
This truck, so this is a 1964 Chevy. It got nicknamed on account of the duck. It got nicknamed the duck truck. My family calls it the duck truck, so
truck.
it's the duck truck. Yeah. So I've had this one for quite a while too. It used to be like that red oxide primer brown.
Right.
Right. That's how it used to be, and then I repainted it like this. So this is actually kind of you can tell, you can tell it's an old beater, but I enjoy driving this so much because it's I don't care. Like, I mean, I care. I don't want to wreck it, but I don't care if I'll go down a gravel road, whatever.
Yeah,
right?
it looks like a fun rig.
It's great for that. Yep. And it had a few engines in its life, but it had a big block because I had one.
Yeah.
And then something happened to it. So now it has. I just put in. Probably 6 months, a year ago, I put in a 6-liter.
Okay.
Right. So it actually runs real strong and real nice now, right?
Yeah.
So that's a great little truck. I enjoy driving it. Yep. Cool. It's just, like I said, I'm so cheap on this. Steel wheels, I just painted them, right?
Yeah.
And it's got the original diff and still got the drum brakes, right? And I just really enjoy driving it, right?
Just something you can use and abuse a little bit.
And until I put the 6-liter, it had manual steering too.
Oh,
right?
yeah,
But
yeah.
now it's got power steering, which is quite nice.
You must have had a bigger steering wheel on it.
No, I just
way.
powered through. Yeah, I just powered through. Yeah.
Oh.
So yeah, just like I said, a super cheap old truck that I just bomb around in, right?
Yeah.
It's a blast. Yep.
Sweet. That's cool.
Yep. And then, so then this other truck, it's a 78 Chevy K10.
Yeah.
So then, my daughter, she was turning 16. So then we had the little Mazda that we were driving regularly. We made a deal with her. Once she's 16, you pay us half, and we sold. So we kind of, that she inherited that car, right? So I'm like, I need something to drive. So then I found an old truck that was all in pieces and stuff, and anyways, that's why I came up with this little truck. So something to drive regularly,
Very
right?
cool. Yeah.
And then it did have a 350 in it as far as an engine, but I was like, oh yeah, I'll just keep that for a little bit. But as I was putting it together and painting it and doing stuff and some material, I'm like, I'm gonna put an LS in it anyways.
Yeah.
So then I just threw I went with that one. I went with a 5.3.
Yeah.
I just wanted something little fuel efficient, just something nice to drive. So yeah,
reliable, but still got some power and stuff. Yeah.
Still a little onion. So it's actually quite a nice truck to drive also, other than it's real rough.
Right.
With the leaf spring. Yeah. And these highways around here too, right? But yeah, so that's my little truck that I drive lots, right?
That's cool.
So yeah, you bet.
Awesome. This is Blue Collar Garage Culture Shop, and this was, I want to say thanks to Shane and Barb for having us out at their shop and showing us around. And make sure you go and check out their YouTube channel as well, and you can follow along with these awesome builds. I know I will be, and I will be back hopefully to check out some of the progress on some of these rides later.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah, thank you. Let me know in the comments what you think about this episode so far. I'm trying something a little more refined than usual. And if you do like the video, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button to show your support. My all-time favorite tour we have done on Blue Collar Garage Culture Shop was when we went out to Bicycle, Alberta for a tour of Highton Restorations. And if you haven't seen the full episode, I suggest you go and watch it, and I'll include the links to all these videos up in the corner and down below in the description. If you've made it this far into the video, thanks for watching. I truly do appreciate all of you, and if you really want to show your support for the channel and for the magazine, head over to cruisecultureapparel.com and pick up your latest copy of the magazine, or better yet, get yourself a subscription or a membership. Keep cruise culture alive.
So I moved to Bicycle
Yep.
in September of '96. The reason I moved to Bicycle was because I had a shop in Calgary prior to that. And I also lived in Calgary prior to that. So first off, my shop in Calgary, they upped my rent by $300 a month. Shortly after that, within 2 weeks, I got a 90-day move out for my house. I was renting off the city of Calgary, and they gave me a 90-day move out because I was going to put an interchange where my house was, just off Elbow Drive. Yep. So I was kind of, okay, what am I going to do here? They upped my rent, I got to move. I started looking. I also had 13 cars and 3 dogs, so it wasn't exactly easy to find a rental. and a cat. So anyways, so I looked around. I looked in Calgary first. Didn't find much in Calgary. My search got bigger and bigger. I looked at a place out in Okotoks. Anyways, I found this place in Bicycle. This place came with a house in town. I came to look at it. Most of the windows were broken and boarded up, and the place was pretty much abandoned. Nobody'd been in it for 2 years. I came and looked at it. It was a disaster. It had a pile of rubbish in the middle of the floor. I looked at it. Anyways, I continued looking at some other places, and I didn't really find much.
Yeah.
So I called up my buddy Randy and I said, Randy, want to come out and take a look at this place with me? So I grabbed my buddy Randy. We came out here, and it looked better the second time I looked at it. And he says, well, you could do this and you could do this, and anyways, I made a deal on this place and not on the house. It was a package deal with the house, but I got the house out of the deal, and I got this for pretty good deal at the time, and moved in. I didn't open shop right away. It took me 6 months to renovate the building. I built a fence. I was the first fence on here. Everybody built onto my fence, but I was the first fence here.
Yeah.
And when I first moved here, I had my dogs chained to cars in the yard. I brought my cars here. My dogs were chained to the cars. Real redneck stuff. And anyways, put all new windows into place. I built a little suite upstairs, and that's where I kind of lived while I did the renovations to the building. I had my buddy Dave Clayton come out and help me with that, and that was probably 6 months later. I opened the doors, and that was the start of Highton Restorations in Bicycle.
Nice.
This used to be my original office. It's now not an office anymore, but I haven't really torn it down.
Right.
There's an old barber chair for my office chair.
That's cool.
This is an old building, as you can tell, by the bricks.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, and this is what we call our dirty shop.
Right.
We cleaned it up for the day, but it's our dirty shop. And it's got some pretty cool projects in it. Up first is a 59 Corvette. Sitting on an Art Morrison chassis, LS3. At present, we've done all the body work. We've got it into high solids primer. What we're doing now is making sure all the chrome tightening up the bumpers, getting the bumpers to fit a little better. Just finalizing all the body fitment before we put it on a rotisserie. That's what this contraption here is on this Corvette. Being as it's a fiberglass car, it's going to be a little trickier putting it on a rotisserie.
Right.
So I need to make sure it's got lots of strength to put it on the rotisserie. That's why we've got all this bracing in it. These pockets here are to put the hoist arms in here.
Oh, okay.
And we can put the hoist arms in here. We can actually lift the car.
Oh, that's cool.
By that method.
Great.
Like I say, we're just fitting all the chrome on the car. The rear bumpers, we tucked the rear bumpers and we've got beautiful gaps on the rear bumpers. We've got a cool little, we're putting a fuel door behind the taillight.
Nice.
So yeah, we've got a custom built fuel tank here, sitting in the Art Morrison chassis. And so that's what we're doing right now. We're in the process of building a custom fuel door out of the taillight.
Right.
Here we've got a 50 Metro band. The metalwork has been fairly extensive on this one as well. It started in another shop, and as do a lot of our jobs. They come from other shops because the other shops gave up on them or they were in over their heads. Probably 60% of our work is like that.
Right.
And this is one of those jobs. So it came from another shop. We took over. We damn near got the metal work done. We've got the 2 quarters left to put on, which we built here up front.
Right.
And then we need to either continue with bodywork or move on to drivetrain. This one originally was supposed to be our first EV build.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna have to talk with the customer a little bit further about that. We're not sure it's gonna be an EV build anymore. EV technology still isn't where it needs to be. We'd have to fully build a floor out of batteries. It's not an aerodynamic by any means. He wants to go to Banff and back.
Oh, okay.
On a charge, and we're still working on the EV part. He'd like it to be an EV vehicle, but
yeah,
we may end up with something. We'll see. So this is a 69 GTX, and it's kind of got the same story. It was in another shop. It was painted when it came here. It was this candy blue color.
Yeah.
Bright in-your-face blue, beautiful paint. But the owner, actually let me back up a little bit. This car was actually booked into our shop. And he was tired of our waiting list.
Oh yeah.
So he decided to take it to another shop to get work done. And then I kind of phoned him and says, you know, hey, we're ready for your car.
Yeah.
And he said, well, I kind of took it to another shop and got them to work on it. But I have a problem. I can't get the rear window to fit. Do you think you could look at the rear window for me? So anyways, there's no chance in hell of the rear window to fit. Because the quarters are welded too narrow. There's no way I can get the rear window to fit.
Yeah.
And then he said, hey, you know, this fender is wavy, and can you fix this fender? And anyways, it ended up being a total tear down and stuff.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. We've now tweaked the quarters. We've got the rear window to fit. We've got our body lines all beautiful. We ended up putting aftermarket fenders on it. The fenders were just too far gone.
Right.
The aftermarket fenders weren't that great for this car, so they took a fair bit of work.
I'm sure that's probably something you guys run into a lot.
We do. Aftermarket fenders do not just bolt on.
Yeah.
You have to make them fit in the majority of cases.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get lucky. But we're going to start the bodywork on this now. It's been stripped to bare metal. It's been epoxy primered. All the metal work is done. The next step is bodywork. No bodywork's been started yet. The reason for the masking tape on the quarter panel is on a lot of our jobs I still lead the seams.
Okay.
So I didn't want any primer in the area that I'm going to lead.
Right.
So I'll end up leading the seam. The quarter panel seams I still lead. Same thing on the Mustang. Probably one of the few shops that still use lead.
Cool.
The factory use lead in those places. They're actually somewhat of a flex joint, believe it or not, on the old cars.
Right.
And the lead seems to put up with a little bit of flex.
Holds up well. Right.
So here we got a 68 Mustang. This one's kind of a beast.
Yeah, the motor looks crazy.
Well, the motor in this one, yeah, 427 stock motor. A motor like that is almost as much as some people's houses. This has a Roadster shop front clip on it.
Okay.
The tubing is not part of that clip, it's all extra. This one was also in another shop, and you kind of just took over it. You pulled it from that shop and just brought it to us to just take it,
Right.
just to get it finished. There's a lot of custom work on this. We built a one-off hood. The hood's not on it right now, but it's got a one-off hood. The owners had this car since he was like 16 years old. It was painted at one point, the orange and black, when he was a kid.
Right.
And it kind of got tore apart and hasn't made it back together yet. Definitely pro touring car. It's got the Bose wheels on it. We've flared the fenders. The fenders don't look flared, but they are flared just a little bit.
Right.
Give it just a little bit of a wide body. That's all done with metal. We're going to build a custom rear pan as well as belly pans on this car as well for aerodynamics. Anything yeah. 8-stack definitely is back.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool.
8-stack salt.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to have a GT500 influence to it.
Yeah.
But with a few little tricks. This shop is the second shop we acquired in Bicycle. And it has now become our office, it's our home base, so to speak. We also call it the clean shop. So in this shop we do mechanical and assembly. And like I said, Emily, she runs the office here, so this is basically her shop.
Yeah. Cool. Me and Scotty's really. This is our homestead.
So we got a variety in this shop. Right in front of us here is a 71 Pantera. We haven't really started on this one. We've torn it all apart. We've somewhat got a plan. So the plan on this one is Pro Touring suspension, LS7 with a updated transaxle. We'll have some haters on this LS7 and a Pantera. We're gonna do kind of like a GT40 style hood. It's gonna have a roll cage. It's gonna be a cross between a race car and a pro touring car. We're gonna lower the floors in it so that the owner can sit in the car with a helmet on his head and not hit his head on the roof.
I imagine they're probably pretty tight cars to begin with.
They are. Yeah. There's not much to them. They're actually a pretty simple car. They're very lightweight. we were playing with the idea of wide body in it. I'm not sure if we're still going to do that or not, but that was one of our ideas. We should get the LS7 soon.
We'll do full belly pans.
Yep, full belly pans on this one too.
Right.
Yeah, it's going to be a pretty neat car.
And this is a repeat customer because we built the one lap now, same owner, so.
Yeah.
He sold the one lap, he raced it for way over 10 years, maybe 15 years.
Yeah.
And
He won the One Lap of America in the vintage class 3 or 4 years in a row.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's cool.
And we've been to SEMA with that car 3 years.
Yeah.
So hope for good things with this one too.
Sweet. That's cool.
And he won the Ultima Battery Challenge, the road course challenge with that car.
Yes, he
Okay.
did. Yeah.
Drives them and uses them too.
And abuses them.
Abuses them.
and then he sold
Not
the
abused, it's
Camaro.
built for.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
He sold the Camaro probably about a year ago, and then he got this one in the States, so.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, now it's here, and
And we're planning to build.
Awesome.
Here we've got a 47 Hudson. So we're doing a complete chassis swap on this one. This is Scott's project. So this is a sports chassis with a 392 Hellcrate, TKX 5-speed, 490 rear end. We just took the chassis out from underneath of it yesterday. And tomorrow, Scotty's gonna start putting the body onto the chassis, slicing and dicing whatever needs to happen to make it fit.
That's cool.
It's a really nice body, this Hudson.
Yeah.
It's a 46 Hudson. The floor pans are really clean on it. It's a really nice car. Apart from the chassis swap, obviously we're going to do a complete wiring and whatever it takes to put it on the road and be roadworthy. We've got Plastic Instruments building us some custom one-off gauges. They're going to look like 46 Hudson gauges, but they're going to have a tack. They're going to have all modern gauges, but still look 47 Hudson original,
Right.
including the clock, or 46 Hudson. It's going to get a complete custom upholstery, also keeping the old school flavor though. One of the trickiest things is they want to keep the original steering wheel, which I'll show you the steering wheel. So there's the steering wheel.
Right.
And they would like to have that adapted onto I did it column, so they got tilt onto a modern steering column.
Yeah.
We don't have the solution for that yet, but we'll figure it out. We will figure it out.
Yeah. That's cool. Yeah, I did just see this one on your guys' Instagram.
Yeah. It's a pretty neat build.
Very cool.
So we've been in this shop 7 to 8 years, somewhere in there. 8.5. I lose track. So this is our third shop, Brian.
Okay.
Again, we got some artwork by Dwight Lockhart on the windows.
Yeah.
So people can have something to look at without seeing in. We've been in here 1.5 years now.
Okay.
Thereabouts. Yeah, so this is another heritage building. It used to be a gas station. It doesn't look like a heritage building anymore because it's being totally redone.
Right.
It was a dealership as well.
It was Bicycle Motors.
Okay.
Way back in the day.
Okay.
So we've been renovating the shop since we've gotten into it 1.5 years ago. I think we've come a long ways. It's starting to look like a real shop.
Yeah, it looks good here. It's awesome.
Up on the wall, we've got some of our show winners. They all have show boards. These are just the show boards of some of our vehicles we've shown over the years. This room here, I'm going to call my library.
Research and development.
Research and development. So I can bring a customer into this room, go over the whole project with them, come up with all my ideas, lay them out on a table. Also, I can do all my research in this room.
Right.
I've got manuals, going back to the 40s. I've got manuals going back to the 40s. Any research I've done on past jobs, like we've done lots of GSs and GSXs. I've done 2 full restos on GSXs, a few GSs. We've done a complete concourse restoration on a 63 Corvette. When I do those cars, I document everything. So I've got binders of some of the old builds we've done. So if I do another one, I've already done the research. Right. Research is here, so I can just pull out the book, go through the book, and So when I do a full resto like this 71 240Z behind us, I'll document it all as we do the research.
Right.
Paint markings, paint daubs, part numbers. I'll do all the research.
Yeah.
Put it all in a binder.
And then you got it for next time.
5 years, 10 years, 15 years from now, I can bring that binder out and it's got all the info.
That's right.
64 Chevelle wagon. This one's one of mine. So
this one found some space in the shop.
This one found some space. This one found some space.
And ain't leaving till paint.
Yeah.
And it's very close to paint.
Oh, cool.
It's basically waiting for a paint booth to be available.
Okay.
It's that close. Nothing crazy about it. It's been completely torn down, every nut and bolt, so we powder coated the frame, gone through the complete suspension. Everything's new. Just kept the 283 units.
Oh yeah.
So nothing crazy. Power brakes. I've upgraded it to bucket seats and a console on the interior.
Hopefully we'll lower about a foot.
We'll probably lower it a little bit,
Yeah.
We'll probably do some kind of lace or panel painting on the roof.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. It's close. Here's another crazy pro touring build. This one is, if you opened up a catalog for Detroit Speed, this has everything for Detroit Speed in it. It's got the complete quadrillink suspension, the complete front subframes from Detroit Speed. It's not mandrel bent, what's it called? Hydroform, that's the word I was looking for. This has a Lingenfelter built LSA engine. We're at about 1,000 horsepower, just under like 960 or something.
Wow, that's cool.
Again, a Tremec 5-speed. No, sorry, this was not 5-speed. This was Bowler built 4L80.
Okay.
It's got the sequential shifter on it.
Right.
We've just got a little bit of metalwork to finish on this one. I've got the quarter panel still to put on this side. Inner panel as well. Then we start bodywork.
Cool.
This one will get a rear pan as well, custom exhaust. It's a full build.
Right.
Gonna be a pretty cool car. This lineup of cars is basically, they're in limbo for one reason or another. Basically just waiting. I started on this car in early to mid 80s. I can't remember exactly when I started on it. I was doing it for a customer. we got it to this point. The body is done. It's ready for paint, more or less. It just needs a final block ready for paint. Anyways, the guy decided he needed to hold off on the car, money issues, take a break. So he took the car, put it in storage. He couldn't actually pay his final bill, so I hung back on some of the parts. I didn't give him all the parts.
Right.
Because he still owed me like $4,000 for it. So I kept the parts. He took the body. He put it in a sea can into storage. We had some conversations on and off, when you're going to pay your final bill, whatever. He ended up going overseas and working, and didn't hear from him for years. So 2 years ago, not even 2 years ago, he phoned me and said, "Hey, I'm now working overseas. I need to get rid of that car. Would you be interested?" So, this is 80s, almost 40 years, 30 years later. And I'd be interested. So I went and looked at it. It's in a sea can. Barely get around the car to even see it. It's jam-packed in a sea can. I said, "Yeah, I'd be interested in what do we need out of it?" He said, "Well, I know I still owe you money." So I said, "Well, it hasn't changed since he took it from me back in 83, 84, whenever it was. It hasn't changed. Matter of fact, I still have a note that I made on the car back then in the 80s.
Yeah.
And this is a little note of things to do, and it was sitting in the glove box still.
That's so
my
cool.
My little notes on what it needed and what was left to do, what was left to buy. Anyways, I said, what are you doing with the sea can and the contents? He says, "I need to get rid of everything." I said, "Well, I'll just buy all the contents of the sea can, car included." And I got the whole thing for $8,000, I think.
Oh, wow.
So all the contents. So I had tools and weights and clothes and you name it. Sold what I could, and so it's in the lineup to get back.
That's
to where
so cool.
It's a factory RSFS.
Oh, okay.
So
wow.
it's a sought after Camaro.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. Don't have the original drivetrain, but
Yeah. So 40 years it was sitting there, untouched from when you last touched
84
it.
to now, that would be 40 years.
Yeah, untouched from when you last worked on it.
That's
with
right.
your notes still in it. That's so cool.
Yeah, with my notes still in it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Kind of a neat car.
That's so cool. And now it's yours and you're gonna build it.
Yep. And I've got lots of parts for these cars. Behind shop one was another Camaro.
Yeah.
That Camaro's full of parts. I got a mezzanine up there that is all 1967 Camaro parts. And it's full. I've got lots of stuff for Camaros.
That's awesome. That's cool. What a cool story behind that too.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Emily's, it's worth mentioning.
Yeah.
It is kind of cool.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you stopped me and got that one too. Well, I really appreciate you giving us a tour of your facilities here, and
pleasure.
Yeah, looking forward to getting some of the builds in the magazine and on the channel as well.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Maybe next time you're out this way, we'll give you a tour of the 58 Impala.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be awesome. Definitely, let's do that. Get that one photographed and in the magazine as well.
We can do that.
Cool.
427 soft motor.
Blue Collar Garage is proudly Canadian.
This Model A.
EFI and velocity stops.
Yeah, it's just a cruiser.
Outside's awesome.
Kind of makes it.
Yeah. Which is okay. It makes it more manageable.
this time on Blue Collar Garage Culture Shop. What was I saying? I forgot what I was going to say.
Can you cut to,
Yeah.
or do you want it to be a single?
No, that's fine. That's good. Okay, ready?
Yeah.
We're nearing the end of 2024. And then you can get a, that sounds stupid, hang on. This is so hard. To store your toys, start a small business, or work on your projects with your buddies. Make sure you check out Blue Collar Garage. Is when we went to Highwood Rod and Custom. Number 4 on my top.
What's the matter?
Make sure you can see my cool sweater. Oh. And if you haven't checked out Heathen's Garage on YouTube, make sure you do. And he's horrible at plugging his own merch, but he does have a website and he does sell some cool t-shirts and hoodies and hats. So be sure to check out Heathen's Garage. I'll include his link down below as well.